Because I'm in the mood for that kind of discussion.
Anything's possible. Anyway, welcome back to the SAC. IDD, for those of you who I know disagree. Segment 2, NFL preseason. First games are all just about closed. I think there's 2 tomorrow, but the rest of them are all pretty much wrapped up. The redoubtable one himself, Thomas, the highly questionable RJ Miliaccio. Gmen, Patriots in the hizzy. First impressions. The Patriots, I've always said health is the first thing, and then the second thing, you're looking at what your 3 main concerns are, and are they doing anything with certain players to address those issues in the game? And these are the games when they generally do it. We talked about it the other night, Tyquan Thornton. To me, I love that Bill O'Brien is here, because I said to him off air, given Tyquan's brief history with the team and some of the injuries he had, if Bill Belichick if this was Matt Patricia last year, he wouldn't even have suited up. Because Belichick would just went nope, and the kid needs to get reps. And Bill O'Brien understands his role in this offense. It's to literally keep 8 out of the box. And I'm telling you, that's what he's telling Bill. Look, you want to do this ground and pound, you can't do it with 8 in the box. You need this kid. Whether you like it or not, and you drafted him in the second round, so you clearly know he's talented. We got to get him reps. And again, he wasn't out there long, but he's out there long enough to give you fans like, okay, this guy can get vertical.
Couple series.
He was 2 for 2 on targets, 31 yards. He had the great 3rd and 11. That catch, he went up all 6'2" and a half and got that pass, hauled it in, bounced off the turf like nothing happened. He was worried about when it hit the ground, the way it hit the ground, and I get why. Because I watched the replay, because at first I didn't see it. But then I'm like, oh, I can see why Tom looked at that the way he did. Because it did look like he fucking smacked it, but he bounced right up.
Yeah.
But I can see why.
Right on his back.
He landed right on his back. No, and it was hard.
It was a good catch.
It was a hell of a catch in traffic, and so that was a good sign. The defensive edge rushers, they have them in droves, and this white
the tackles
dude,
too.
Yeah, the tackles too. Barmar from Alabama.
It was just like bonk.
I'll tell you what, the Pats front 7 this year is going to be scary. They are going to be. I would argue. I would say this right now. The Pats front 7 might be the fastest front 7 in the NFL. It's right there. It's right there with Dallas.
The Niners?
It's right there with Dallas and the Niners, because to me those are the other 2. They might be the fastest, because this kid Keon White from Georgia Tech and this kid Mapu, who plays at all 3 levels, they come off both sides.
I heard them talking about Mapu.
I'm telling you, this kid and everybody, all these draft gurus were raving about him because he's a 3-level, and there aren't many 3-level defensive players in the NFL.
That's the guy?
Mapu, that's him.
Oh.
He literally can start on
Mapu, what kind of name is that?
I don't know, but he plays. He
started. Hawaiian?
I think so, but he started at safety, moved into slot corner, and then became edge rusher basically in one series.
That would be cool if he's Hawaiian.
To have a player with that kind of versatility and speed, again, speed's the number one thing. Belichick understands that his best, if Tom Brady's not here anymore, to keep those guys on the sideline, and those guys are Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, okay, Josh Allen, any of these guys that can get 3rd and 15 with their legs. And there are 4 or 5 of these guys in the AFC that can do this. He understands, I've got to have speed that can run these guys down and play on 3 downs, so I don't tip my hand as to what we're doing. Because usually those are substitution packages, and you're tipping your hand to your defense what you're doing, what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. But if you got a guy that can play 3 downs and start in the back and work his way up to the front, which is what Belichick is trying to do with not 1 guy, 2 guys, that gives you tremendous versatility and unpredictability. You're tougher to figure out. But Belichick's baby was always defense, but now I think he's starting to figure out what he's got to do to stop these quarterbacks that are the Fran Tarkins and the Steve Youngs. These are those, Randall Cunninghams. They got guys like this running around this league now, okay, in droves. And that's what he's facing almost every week, and he's got to have a defense that can match that. And that's what he's trying to do, and I get it, okay? And I applaud him for that because I think he's right about it. But the thing is, we saw that. So it was that. There was Tyquan Thornton. Don't read into the running backs, because when you have a line like that in front of you, does he catch the ball on the flat when he's open, and when he does get hit, does he hold on to the football? The Pats had no turnovers, and that line was abysmal. Now, here's the other thing, though. This line, for as bad as they were, they only had 1 penalty. In the first preseason game?
Second team, 1
penalty.
Giants, not so much.
Yeah, 1 penalty.
Did you see Dable going nuts on the sideline?
As he should have been. Wouldn't you were going? Don't tell me you weren't mad.
I wasn't watching.
It wasn't on.
You
didn't see it?
It wasn't on.
Oh, you saw the replay of it.
I saw a clip.
Oh, I had the NFL Network. I'm sorry, I should have had you come over.
It wasn't on NFL Network.
They had every game that was not on regular TV. NFL Network.
Oh, you mean the package?
The package, yeah.
Ah.
I should have. Sorry.
No.
Well, actually, you
last
guys.
Night. I couldn't come over.
Yeah, you couldn't come over. Yeah.
Watching the movie. No, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But did you see him screaming up there?
Yes, and he was right to be.
No, the worst was they gave up a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was the other thing. And
there was a clip of the special teams coordinator walking by Dable right after that happened, and the look on his fucking face. He was like, he saw him coming, and he was like, and he followed him with his eyes like, you motherfucker.
Remember how Darth Vader used to look at like a stupid general when he walked by you like this?
Yeah.
Like at any moment I can do this with my hand and choke you from 20 yards away. Yeah, he gave him the Vader. He gave him the Vader look.
I don't
stare.
know that I could work in an environment like that. I know you thrive in an environment
like
that.
That's my father.
I'm a little soft for that.
It's not for everybody.
No.
As I've gotten older,
I'd be shit scared of fucking.
As I've gotten older, even guys that I know are tough, they're tough guys. Like they're not guys you want to tangle with in the street, but I've seen them because athletes, and they couldn't handle these type of coaches either. And they're tough guys, and they couldn't. They couldn't handle it for whatever reason.
Is Bill like that?
Belichick is more of a, he won't do it in front of the team, or he won't do it in public. But when you talk to every expatriate, you get in the film room on Monday morning.
He crush you?
They were more afraid of the blowout wins than the losses.
Why? Because he'd call shit?
Edelman was talking about this.
Silly.
Edelman was on the Kelsey Brothers podcast, and they were asking him about Bill.
It's a good podcast.
It's a good podcast. And
Jason Kelsey.
He's good. He
carries it.
He's a natural.
He's
a natural.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they asked Edelman.
But Travis is funny.
He's funny. Yeah, he's the goofball. He's the clown. Yeah, he plays it well. How's Taylor, by the way? So anyway, he made a pass at Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's right.
And she literally didn't even give him the time of day. I was like, hey, Kelsey, wasn't that like a Gronk stiff arm? So anyway, but they were talking to Edelman.
Kelsey's got too much swag for Taylor Swift.
I think he can do better. But anyway, the bottom line is,
I like Taylor Swift.
They were talking about. I like her as a performer. I don't know about as a girlfriend. You've seen the fallout from that. It's everybody else's fault. It's never Taylor's. The one commonality here, Taylor, is you're the one who keeps getting dumped. Is every guy wrong, Taylor? I don't know. I can see one or two, but every damn one of them, I don't know.
That's not what's happening. She needs material. She's sabotaging these relationships so that she can take over the world with music.
She needs material.
All of them. I feel like
I can use you.
Musicians have to do that.
No.
Yeah.
No. She's just good. She's just good at it. But anyway, the bottom line is,
it's real emotion.
They asked you and Edelman on the Kelsey Brothers podcast.
Sorry.
Discussing Travis's love life. Asked Edelman what Belichick was like, and Julian said the thing that guys respect about Belichick is, the ones that know him, is that he's not going to do it when he's not going to kick you when you're down.
He's going to bring you back down to earth.
He'll pick you up when you're down, but he won't ever let you get too full of yourself. Edelman told the story of how they went into Buffalo and they beat him 56-7. Actually, it was in Foxborough. I was at this game, and Randy Moss caught 4 touchdowns in the first half. This was that 07 team. And Edelman was just a rookie on that team. And Edelman,
who'd they beat?
The Buffalo, 56-7. Brady threw 6 touchdown passes. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Randy Moss caught 4 touchdowns in the first half alone. Brady, and they were all bombs.
Did they sit him the second half?
Yeah, they had. It was 42-0 at the half.
Oh my God.
It was all.
Who was on Buffalo at that point?
It didn't matter. That Pats 07 team, you saw that offense. They put up 38 on you guys.
Buffalo was nothing, right?
They had nothing. They were terrible. So anyway, they blasted them, and after the game, on Monday morning, Julian Elm was like, that was the worst film session ever. Ever. And Bill sent a message that day, don't ever think you're going to get complacent. And again, the veterans got why he did it. They actually anticipated it. Julian was a rookie and didn't know he did it. But the Teddy Bruschi's of the world knew he did it. And the Pats have had blowouts before, and this is what the guy does. He does not let you, he doesn't blast you, but he's critical. You would never think you won 56-7 after that session. Yeah. All right, but he says, but when you lose a heartbreaker or something like that, he's not going to kick you when you're down. He's going to try and encourage you and get you. He said, so that's the one hidden secret about Belichick that nobody knows.
That's interesting.
It's not that he's not tough, but as a coach anyway, he's fair. For the most part, he's fair. And I respect that about him, because Julian Edelman's not the first guy to say that. Teddy Bruschi has said it, Roosevelt Colvin has said it, Willie McGinnis has said it, Tom Brady has said it. They've all said it. So they're not all lying. So, okay, take us
that
on
makes
to
sense. That makes
sense.
A lot of sense.
As a coach, it
does
does make sense.
Like,
you don't want him to get complacent.
In order for you to stay at a championship level, you have to keep, you can't take your foot off the gas.
No, but you've also got to keep him on an even keel.
Exactly.
You can't let him get too high after win or too low after loss. And Belichick is very good at that. And I've always said the man can coach. I don't know how good a coach he is, though. He's got to prove to me he can win without Brady. He does that, I'll say he's the greatest coach ever. but I need to see it. Okay? That doesn't mean the man can't coach, though. Okay? The thing is, the man can't GM. That's his problem.
Yeah.
Okay? So he kind of shoots himself in the foot. And actually, a couple of ESPN analysts have said this, like, the problem with Belichick is not Belichick the coach, it's Belichick the GM. Because Belichick the GM sets Belichick the coach up to fail a lot of times. And that's true, by the way. That's very true. He says Belichick can coach with anybody, but he overthinks things and he puts too much emphasis on things where, and the game's changed now. It's not the league when he had LT and it was a ground and pound and you had speed. That's a different game now. Now the base defense is now a nickel. The nickel was a third down and long situation defense. That was it. Now it's first down base defense. That's how much the game has changed in the last 30 years.
It's funny you said the thing about Belichick, the coach, Belichick, the GM, because Swagoo.
I love the Swagoo.
Said, dude, you know what I give him credit for?
I love Swagoo.
When he first came up, I didn't like him.
No.
When he first started on
well,
the
he
shows.
had that whole Dallas Cowboy in him.
Maybe that was it.
He was a Dallas Cowboy.
But
that's why I didn't like
him.
him.
And maybe it was like, it seemed like he was only giving that perspective. It was like.
But when he won me over was when the first time they talked about the Cowboys and he didn't sit there and do it every other. He roasted him and I was like, all right, he's all right. He gets it. That's when I liked him because I didn't like him either.
I just give him credit because I didn't think I was going to like him because the first couple times.
He's fair. He's fair.
But to me, Ryan Clark was the same way.
He is.
That's
why I like them both.
I didn't like Ryan Clark at the beginning. No. Everything felt forced, but I think it was him just trying to like. I think it was
find out, go through his way. It's easy.
I think it was him polishing himself for the. Yeah. Because you're trying to. Okay, I have to speak this way. I have to be.
And by the way, when you're a player, that's even harder.
Because you're trying to overcome everybody thinking, "Oh, this is just a dumb jock." You have to come in and try to, hey, I can play this part easy. Yeah. But what happens to these guys is
you also have to drop your loyalty at the door.
No, but also what I think happened with Ryan Clark. This is how I saw it. As he realized that he was here to stay, he got more confident, relaxed, and now when Ryan Clark talks, I think he's
very accurate.
He's almost always on point.
Yeah, him and Marcus Spears are right most of the time, and so is Dan Orlovsky. They're right. Nobody's perfect. No, Dan's problem is that he had the one. Here's the difference between Orlovsky and those two. Those two have separated from the position. Dan still has this disgusting, overwhelming bias towards quarterbacks. It's disgusting. It's that, and that's his problem. It's not that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Does the whole big man.
That's just a one segment thing.
Yeah.
He does that for 3 minutes. Dan Orlovsky does it for the whole fucking show. You can't say anything derogatory about a quarterback in a life. If Orlovsky says he's going to pounce. Marcus Spears and Ryan Clark don't do it. When the cornerback fucks up, Ryan Clark doesn't sit there and back the cornerback. He calls him out.
Yeah.
And when and by the way,
you're saying Orlovsky won't spit it real with QBs?
Carson Wentz.
What do you say about him?
If you closed your eyes and he didn't say Carson Wentz, you'd think he was talking about Tom Brady. And this is when he was struggling. that you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, Dan, drop
Dude,
it. Dan,
is
drop
that thing super bright tonight or what? I can barely keep my eyes open right now.
Oh, that should be going right in your face.
Is it pointed too much this way?
I can point it down. I think we come in quite nicely.
No, we look fine.
We look good.
But dear God, it's bright as fuck.
The man's amazing. I'm going to tilt this down for a bit. Anyway, so that's my first impressions of the Patriots. Look, and by the way, the third string quarterback had a nice moment. Let's not start talking.
Let's not get carried away.
Let's not talking Lamar Jackson here, for crying out loud. The guy did it against a bunch of fucking future real estate salesmen, okay, and fucking Carson. That's who he fucking did that to. I don't want to hear. And look how he didn't go draft. There's a reason why 32 teams passed on him 7 times. It's not going to reveal itself against guys he's athletically better than, which are these third and fourth stringers. These are rosters. These are numbers 93 to 67. These are the guys he's beating. By the way, the opening day roster is 45. Okay, just so we're clear, America. He was dealing with 93 through 67, not 1 to 45. There's a huge difference. Okay, and again, he looked good.
Huge? Would you say huge?
I would say extra large. I'd say the kind of large.
Would you say silent H huge?
Yes. I would. And I mean that sincerely. Anyway, so that's my first impressions of the Patriots. I'm not going to bash Bailey Zappi if he's lucky he didn't get killed with that line. But the line only had one penalty, at least that way, and they had no turnovers on offense. So when you're dealing with that, that's the best you can hope for. And by the way, as I said this before, D'Amico Ryans is that coach. He was San Fran's defensive coordinator. The Texans are going to be much better on defense this year. They may not be able to score in a whorehouse with a fistful of hundreds, but their defense is going to be better this year. Trust me on that. Defensive-minded coaches, generally their defenses are better. Take Matt Patricia out of it because he's special, as we know.
If any part of their team is better, then they'll be decent.
That defense is going to be better.
They played a lot of close games last year.
They were in a lot of games. And this guy played for them when they had success, so he's got clout. Okay, and he was the spearhead of San Fran. He was the guy calling that San Fran defense. You know he knows how to call defense. Okay, so
I know, but sometimes you go head coach and now you're stretched. Now is he calling the defense?
Yeah, that's his baby. Yeah, he's got. It's not
so even if there's a D, so there is a D coordinator.
It's his defense. But
it's like Belichick.
But it's his defense.
Right.
The guy in there is his guy.
Dude, I was laughing the other night when they showed Belichick's son on the sideline.
Oh, good Lord.
He's not really doing anything, is he?
I would argue he's never done anything, Tom.
But that's fucked up. Maybe he is good, though.
He's the... Look,
that's nepotism.
Look, their defenses have finished in the top 10 the last 3 years. They were 11th the year they didn't finish top 10 since Brady left. Defense ain't their problem, but they don't got a single playoff win to show for it, which is why I keep telling these dickheads talking about Brady always had a top 10 defense. Funny thing is, the top 10 defense didn't always have Brady. And what's their record without him? Want to start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Oh, they were 7-9 the year before. Top 5 defense, 7-9. It doesn't mean shit. The Pats last year 8th. They were 8-9 because their fucking offensive coordinator sabotaged the season.
Let me ask you this: you're running a business of your own, or maybe you're one of the top dogs at a really big business like Belichick. You know, it's a future state.
Yeah.
Your kid's 30. Do you give him one of the jobs? Do you give him a high-profile job, even if he doesn't deserve it?
Well, this
because
is
he's your kid.
But this is what you don't know, Steve.
Think about your kid.
Hold on a second. But here's what you don't know about Belichick. You know how many years Steve Belichick's been coaching in that system?
20.
Since he could have a beer. Yeah. Okay, he's been there, and he started out with the special teams. Then he became a back. He's worked his. He didn't just hand him. Right. He didn't hand it to him. And in the case of his son, he has groomed his son the way he came up.
But now, you just said he's never done shit.
What?
You just said he's never done shit.
I don't think he has. I think it's still Belichick's baby. I don't give Belichick.
But you're saying
Gerard Mayo was a defensive coordinator.
That's the defensive coordinator?
Yeah. Gerard Mayo is the defensive.
But isn't his son listed as D coordinator?
He's listed as an assistant D coordinator. He's not the head guy. Mayo's the head guy.
Okay.
But I'm saying
he was a good linebacker.
He was a very good linebacker. He made pro. He was very his career.
His
career got cut short by injury. He played 10 years, and I think he made 3 or 4 pro. He was good.
Yeah,
Mayo was good. He was a beast. Mayo was legit. And he came out of Alabama. I'm saying the bottom line is
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Alabama. But the thing is, look, Mayo's got coach written all over him because he was like a coach on the field when he played.
Linebackers are always like coaches.
Yeah, they are. Very Vrabel, Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, they got. I think Tomlin was a linebacker too from Pittsburgh. I think he was a linebacker on some level.
Yeah, but he was. He was like William and Mary.
Yeah, he didn't play pro, but I think he was a linebacker when he played.
No, but all middle line, like Ray Lewis. Yeah. I mean,
those guys are all quarterbacks. They like the quarterback.
They know everything.
They know everything.
Defense,
yeah. The nickel. Well, it's a base nickel. The one linebacker is usually the head of the snake. He's calling the plays and he's making it's usually that dude. That would be Gerard Mayo. It was Donta Hightower after him, who was very good also. No, that's the way the league is now. So, but a lot of these guys turn into pretty good head coaches. So, no, but I think that with the coaching thing, his son, to Belichick's credit, has come up through the system and he's worked his way up.
All right, so he's not a stiff.
No. I don't know what he knows yet, though. I don't know what he knows yet because he's not really in that position.
Belichick doesn't seem like the type of guy to just hand a job to somebody.
He handed one to Matt Patricia and Joe Judge last year.
I take that back. Bill Belichick seems like the type of guy
that would
just fucking
do
hand
that
a job to
because
somebody.
he thinks he can. I can do this. I'm Bill Belichick, and then he finds out.
I can't believe I literally just said that and had to redact it in that moment.
That happens.
How could I forget?
You get a pass because Yoda and Joe Boo have been hanging out, and anything's possible.
Right.
Anything's possible.
Look, we've spent 19 minutes on the Patriots.
Let's talk about the
G-Men
game.
Jesus
Let's
Christ.
talk about the G-Men. Now, you didn't see the game?
Look, I did my homework.
Okay. So, Based on what you heard, what you read, what you saw on replay, what did you like about what you saw so far against one game, and what do you like? Oh, I don't like this. What's going on? Talk to me. What did you like?
Okay.
Go positive.
What
first.
did I like? Yeah, that's good. Keep me
Go positive
honest.
first.
Okay, so most exciting is the center they drafted from Minnesota.
Okay.
John Michael Schmitz. Remember JMS?
Oh yeah, John Jingle Bells.
He's their center.
Okay.
That dude is a real center. We haven't had a real center since Sean O'Hara.
Okay.
I said this last time, based on the things I had seen at camp.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked legit.
Yep.
Okay, so now you've got your left tackle Andrew Thomas
and your center.
That's big.
That's huge. That's the two most.
Really big.
That's the two most important positions on the offensive line.
And
you got to have those guys.
And you're hoping that your first round pick from last year, your right tackle, has a bounce back, improves in his second year.
Did he play all of his rookie year though?
No, he got hurt some.
How much did? But when he wasn't hurt, he did play.
He did, yeah.
Okay, well look.
But he took his lumps, like he got.
But that's okay,
right?
Because you expect that from a rookie, especially on the line.
But then he got a concussion in OTA, so he didn't play last night. Okay, but I'm still staying positive.
Stay positive.
Center,
yes,
center
good.
number one.
Yep, number two.
Number two, I'll say Pinnock, strong safety. I think he might be their starting safety.
Okay.
They said they were going to put him in the game for, I don't know, 12 to 15 reps.
Okay.
He was so productive in the snaps he was in.
Yeah.
They took him out.
Yeah.
Which if you get taken out like that in preseason, it means
yeah,
let's conserve him for the game.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
I think he had 2 picks, a couple pass defenses.
Good.
Which is that's good when somebody does that, even if it is a preseason.
No, but it's the first game for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he came out, he had an impact right away. You don't see that all the time. Yeah. A lot of times you don't, quite honestly.
Other thing, they say this kid Trey Hawkins, a 6th round corner.
Yeah.
From ODU. They said he looked good.
Okay.
Deontay Banks, the 1st round corner, had a pretty good game.
Okay.
I kept seeing this one clip where everybody was like, wow, look at him stay stride for stride with this. It's like the Lions' 1st round receiver from last year.
Okay.
His name is Williams. I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about. He's talented.
Quez, maybe?
Yeah, he's talented.
I don't know. But so
talented kid.
He stays stride for stride. The ball, but Williams has him on his hip.
Yeah.
The ball is placed right here.
QB made a great throw.
Into his hands.
Yeah.
The guy drops the pass flat out. And then Banks takes down the receiver.
Wraps him up.
And everybody's like, what a great rep by Banks. And it's like, well, if that guy had hands, it might have been it wouldn't have been a touchdown because he was there.
Well, no, but that kid last year, I remember they were talking about, he played pretty well last year.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he played a lot. He got hurt or something.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm saying when he was out there, he looked pretty good.
Touchdowns.
He looked pretty good.
My other positive.
Yeah.
Eric Gray, I believe his name is Gray, the running back they drafted from Oklahoma, I think, in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
He had a nice kick return, which that kind of makes me perk up my eyes a little bit, my ears.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I saw this highlight of Stephon Diggs' first preseason game with the Vikings.
Yeah.
And he had like 2 kickoff returns. And everybody was like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And he caught a couple passes. So when I saw this running back who maybe is somebody that's going to be here for us down the line.
Yeah.
Because who knows what happens with Saquon after this year?
Sure.
Like, he's not guaranteed after this year. What if he gets hurt this year?
Well, this is the elephant in the room with him. And that's going to be there all year long. So.
Yeah. And that kind of sucks.
It does suck because that's kind of looming over. I wish they could have put him on a multi-year deal because this won't be coming up every fucking game.
I feel like that would make him settle in and run better, honestly. Because with the idea of like, man, if something goes wrong, I'm not guaranteed next year. That sucks.
And depending on the severity of the injury, what if nobody picks you up?
Yeah.
Your career could be over.
That sucks.
And I hope that doesn't happen to him. Yeah. But that is a possibility. He may make a full recovery from it, whatever injury he has. Say he gets an injury in week 12, whatever, he's out the rest of the season. And then he's ready to go for training camp, but he didn't have a team.
Right.
And now they're wondering, all right, he's coming off this injury. What really is his value?
Yeah, what's he going to be?
And then you know what his career becomes? A series of 1-year prove-it-to-me deals.
Yeah. Well, last time he got injured, his first year back, he wasn't good. It'll be that kind of shit.
So that's a concern.
Right. So seeing this running back that they drafted in the 4th round, have a kickoff return, it's like, all right, well, maybe this. And I mean, it was like a 39-yard return, I think. But that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
It is good to see. So
Negatives?
Negatives, yes.
It's tough to be too negative because, like, most of the starters didn't play. I don't think any of the starters played.
Yeah, the Patriots, none of them played.
But the real negative is offensive line depth looks really bad. And the starting line doesn't look great, you know. Couple bright spots on the starting line, but if your starting line isn't great and your depth is piss poor, you're one injury away from like your season blowing up.
The one thing I would say to that, because I agree with them 100% on this, it's very hard. Look, this is where GMs, this is why they have these 3 preseason games, because you really need 3 looks, because you got to get this right.
Yeah.
And it is as hard to find depth in the NFL as it is anywhere else, maybe even harder, because you have so many positions you've got to backfill. Yeah. So many. 45-man roster. You got to understand something. That's literally 2 full units on each side. That's 2 full units on each side. You got to, and then you can't, and you're going to miss on some of them. Nobody gets them all right, but you got to, and the line is paramount. Because in a passing league, your quarterback has to be upright or you have no shot.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You have no shot. If your line sucks, look at what happened to Tampa Bay last year. And that was Tom fucking Brady, okay? The interior line was gutted before week 1, and they barely got in the playoffs, and they were no match for Dallas's D when they got there because that line was awful. It was atrocious. It's a miracle Brady lasted the season, okay, given that he had no time. Literally, I mean, he probably got the ball off faster last year than his whole career, and that was one of his strengths. Is Tom Brady could get the ball before you could get to him. He spent most of last season in the shotgun, just to buy him the 2 seconds to get it out, okay? Because his line wasn't going to give him any, and he knew it. So and that's the front line. You got to get, and one guy goes down, you got to have that depth.
One of these sieves has to step up.
If their center goes down, one of these 5 clowns has got to step in and hold the fort. And you saw what happened to Tampa, so he's 100% right to be concerned about that, but it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Put it this way, of those 5 backups, best case scenario, you find 2. 2 that are good, that are going to make it. Because you know what else is going to happen? Once you cut those guys, you're going to pull in guys that get dropped for contract. You're going to pull in a couple of veterans to backfill that position. And those guys, at least they've got experience, and they'll hold their own.
It's nice to have depth guys like who have played guard and tackle. Just in case, like, a tackle goes down, you can scoot a starting guard over.
By the way, NFL fans, what's the quickest way to increase your 3-year average NFL career? Be multi-positional.
Right.
So these guys know this in college. You can't just play guard and tackle anymore. Right. You got to play both.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, multi-purpose. And if you can back up at center, even better. You're even more valuable.
It's rare to find a guy that can back up at center.
I'm saying, but these guys are becoming more and more common.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you need them.
Well, now you're an inside offensive lineman.
Yeah,
so you can kind of.
Yeah, they're taking away the name. You're a center or a guard. You're in.
Somebody goes down, motherfucker. You're gonna play wherever we.
You're either IT or you're LT or RT, right tackle, left tackle, or interior.
Yeah, or interior offensive line.
I mean, center is C, center.
Okay,
center.
So that's a bad negative. Because at some point, if your line is not good, it doesn't matter what you think you can do offensively.
No. Tom Brady is a perfect example of this last year.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl when he lost 2 of his guys. There's 2 of the greatest right there. And what it did to them. Yeah. Okay, if those 2 couldn't overcome it, nobody's overcoming it. It's that fucking simple.
But here's also the other part. Maybe the starters, mesh well. We have one of those. Because typically when teams have those runs where they go deep, it's like the offensive line plays, 15 out of 17 games together.
Yep, they're healthy.
They're healthy the whole year. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the common denominator. Yeah. We'll see about the offensive line. Tyrod Taylor was quarterbacking. I wanted to see if Jalen Hyatt, what is it, the Blitnikoff Award winner?
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, if he got in, did he get in?
He had 1 catch for -4 yards.
So he ran a bubble screen.
Probably. But Tyrod Taylor didn't look good, and he was running for his life.
Because of the line. So I wouldn't get too wild. Because that's going to affect that. Right. You know why he was rubbing a bubble screen? Because he wouldn't have had time to get downfield the way the line was. That's why. So one hand washes the other on that. Okay? So I wouldn't get too pissed off about that. Because that's not a fair assessment.
The other thing is Dable going nuts on the sideline First off, because of, I think, penalties on the O-line.
Yeah.
And then staring down the special teams coordinator like
Vader.
Yeah, like he was gonna murder
Vader
him.
Staring out the. Remember
a
in Star Wars,
punt
whenever it's always, I feel, but you always know, because one of the mysteries of Star Wars is when that general in every movie comes to Vader with bad news, is he going to escape that situation alive or is he going to get killed? And by the way, in this scenario, Vader is 3 for 4.
Who's the only one he didn't kill?
The guy he later killed. He got him the next time.
He was just like one of his.
He was
generals.
one extra time. Yeah, there are 4 different scenarios in these movies where a general comes to Vader and it's always Vader's on the ship staring out at space, and he's like, it's almost like he knows it's coming already. And the guys go up there and he's pissing himself, going, "I'm dead." He's got to tell him, and it's like fucking in those 4 scenarios, Vader has iced 3 of them. So that was the Dayball stare.
I gotta say,
on the special
I'm
teams.
impressed that you brought Star Wars stats to the table tonight. That's
useless information, America.
He's full of it.
Full of it. Highly questionable.
Highly
RJ, why do you have so much use? I don't know. It's a valid question.
Yeah, so
it's a valid question.
Again, I'm nervous about the Giants. I've been telling you this. I'm not confident going into this year. Because, dude, the Mets have me in a downslide.
You can't.
I'm telling you, Boomer was right. We are toxic fans.
You can't let baseball, which is an entirely different everything, spill into football.
It's ridiculous.
I would never equate what's happening to the Boston Red Sox
nothing to
what's
do
going to
with
happen to the Patriots. Nothing.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm starting to think through the perspective of, well, shit. Yeah, I think they improved, but
the Giants won a playoff game last year before they lost. The Mets fucking choked.
Won 101 games.
And they got bounced in the first round. The Giants, who got to the second round,
the Giants got their dogs walked on them
because they were playing a more talented team.
Well, I still kind of see the Giants as like
they didn't show up. Should have been closer, but I didn't expect them to say. If they lost to that team and it was close, I wouldn't have been.
It
surprised.
almost feels like there's a tier of NFL teams that the Giants just can't play with. Then there's everybody else.
I think that the Giants on paper are already better than they were last year. I agree with that. I think that the NFC has taken a step back because certain people have retired and certain people have gone to the AFC, so it's not going to be as difficult. And I think
Tampa and Green Bay both sucked last year.
Yeah, but Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are gone. So that guy,
they were gone last year too.
Tom Brady won 4 games in the last 2 minutes, and they wouldn't even been in the playoffs. Tom Brady was still very much there. 4 games. He won 4. Think about this. They won 8 games. Tom Brady won 4 of them in the last 2 minutes. At 45 years old.
All 8 against the division.
No, they beat their first 2 wins. They were outside the division.
Didn't they beat Dallas? Didn't they beat Dallas
in the regular season?
First week?
Yeah, like the second week of the season. They were 2-0 out of the gate.
What the fuck?
So the thing is, they just got banged up. Their line couldn't, and so I mean, eventually that's what happens. And then Mike Evans had an uncharacteristic. Oh, he must have 5 drops. He must have dropped 5 touchdowns.
I remember that.
Him by himself, and he doesn't do that. He's a Hall of Famer.
He was a shell last year.
Yeah,
it seemed.
He had a very bad year. Julio
Jones.
Julio Jones, total bust. Didn't do nothing. So I mean, he had total.
I drafted Julio in fantasy and was like, why?
If you thought,
I got him. He was my last pick.
I think he actually caught 2 touchdowns.
He might have, but they might have been like week 1.
No, he had one. He had one in week. Actually, I think he had one over when they played overseas. When they played over in Germany. Yeah, he had one in that game. A big one actually. He brought him. But the
thing is, soda.
Yeah. But the thing is, like the conference, the NFC conference is easier than the AFC. It is.
Didn't we discuss this last
we
week?
did, but I think for the Giants, I think the Giants are going to be better on paper. They got the tight end out of Vegas.
So
they drafted the Blitnikoff Award winner. I think it's going to help them.
I hope so.
I think you will. Look, you heard that kid talk. And by the way,
I love his attitude.
By the way, here's a stat for you. Look at the careers of these Blitnikoff winners in the NFL. You're going to be quite encouraged.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. These guys generally pan out.
8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6.
What was the number?
Can you remember any recent ones?
I don't remember. I didn't look at I asked the question.
Look it up. Do you know how to spell Blitnikoff?
It's BILITINKOFF, I believe.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna run that back. Oh,
I think. I'm stoned, America, so don't hold me to this.
BILETNIK off.
Oh, E. It's the E.
You were pretty close.
Yeah. I forgot about the E. I had 3 I's in there. That's the.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Go like the last 20 years.
Yeah, we'll just go through the list.
Yeah.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, but I think that.
Okay, 20. Is it cool if I go through these?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No, I'm just curious. I saw a number. I didn't see names.
2022, Jalen Hyatt. 2021, Jordan Addison. Actually, let me go farther back so we can see how these guys.
Yeah.
So starting in what, 2003?
Yeah, go back 20 years.
2003, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was all right.
Yeah, all right.
02, Charles Rogers. Never heard of him.
Michigan State.
Yep.
He went to the dude. He just I don't know how much of him was a bust though. The team he went to didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
04,
Braylon Edwards. Very good receiver.
Very good receiver. Yeah.
He was good on the Jets.
Yeah, he was.
05, Mike Haas.
Bust.
Don't know him.
Bust. I don't know him either. Bust.
2008 and 2007, Michael Crabtree. Two-time.
Pretty
he was
good.
a really
He was good.
best one yet. 06, Calvin Johnson.
I'm just saying.
Although,
yeah, he's a Hall
him
of
and
Famer.
Larry Fitzgerald.
They're both. Fitzgerald overtime was better, but they're both Hall of Famers.
But like
they're both Hall of Famers.
Okay, but like I know, but like let's say both
Fitzgerald had the better career.
Both in their prime, and you wanted one for a season. Who would you pick?
Fitzgerald, more durable.
Okay, but they're healthy the whole year, both of them. Calvin Johnson was just dynamic, dude.
They both look at Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald was like the consistent, like no matter what he's going to get you
I have no
yards.
problem with the dynamic. I don't think you're wrong either way. Just give me the guy that I know is going to play 17
Yeah, there's
games,
no doubt.
And I know that I can just pencil him in for 10 catches, 100 yards every Sunday.
He was awesome.
Give me that guy. So they were both awesome. Calvin, they're both awesome. I don't. If you pick Calvin Johnson, I wouldn't bite your head off for that. I get it. Just me personally, I want that guy I know, like Julian Edelman was when he was healthy. I just knew that guy was going to do that every Sunday. So
okay, we got more.
Yeah, keep going.
2009 Golden Tate, good receiver.
Good. He's been solid. He's been good actually.
2011, 2010 Justin Blackman. I think he had a couple good.
He had a couple of decent years. I forget where he wound up though.
2014 Amari Cooper.
He's been good.
Very good.
Yeah.
The Cowboys missed him.
The Cowboys never should let him go.
2012 Marquise Lee. I don't know much about him.
Came out of LSU maybe. I remember.
Southern Cal.
Southern Cal.
USC.
Oh, USC. Yes, USC.
2013 Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, he's been good. He's a walking
And now the Cowboys picked
No,
him
yeah,
up.
he had 1,000 yards with the Patriots. Went to the Super Bowl. That dude's been consistent as hell. Yeah, he's been good.
Is he the guy that bounces around?
He literally doesn't matter what team he's on. He gets 1,000 yards. It doesn't matter who the quarterback
is. That's a sign of a really good player.
I'm saying he's consistent. Yeah.
2015 Corey Coleman. Don't know him.
Don't know him. He's been a bust. Or he got hurt.
2017 James Washington.
Who he played
I think
for?
he might have played for the Steelers, actually.
He might have.
He was like a third receiver for them.
I think he might still be in the league, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know where. But.
D.D. Westbrook, Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Judy's been good.
Jamar Chase, 2019.
Jerry Judy's a stud for Denver, and only because the quarterback suck, you don't know more about. But
That's
yeah,
true.
Jamar Chase, absolutely all day.
Devontae Smith.
He's
in good company.
I'm just saying this bodes well.
Why would people let him go to the third? Well, I guess you look at this list and realize it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be great.
But it also talks about what the people drafting, what they need. If they already got a 1 and 2 receiver, they've got other needs elsewhere. It's not about that he's not good enough to go in the first round. It's about where.
I think it was.
Well, he is good enough to go in the first round based on what I saw of him. But
he's not the type of receiver that they draft in the first round. They draft the guys with the most athleticism.
Yeah, the sexy pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But this dude, I'm telling you, he stays healthy, this bodes well for the Giants. It does.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Even just having a speed threat.
I'm saying, and this is why I'm so adamant about Tyquan Thornton getting reps with the Patriots, because you got to have that guy.
Yeah.
The Giants, if the Giants had that guy last year, I'm just saying, between the tight end, who talent-wise is that he's 1,000 yards if he's healthy. You got two guys out there now with Slayton who's consistent. Yeah. I'm just telling you, it stands to reason they're going to be better.
I mean, that tight end should catch 70 passes.
Saquon Barkley's life is going to be a lot easier this year if these guys stay healthy. Because the teams cannot. Last year they could put teams in the box. Dude, they can't do it this year.
When they put Saquon
and
out, let him go for a route.
Yep.
He's fucking.
He's a
that's
great.
A hard cover.
He is a great receiver.
My God.
Last year was the first.
He catches the ball and puts a little juke.
But that's
bang.
McCaffrey. McCaffrey does that too.
Yeah.
But I didn't know until last year that Saquon could do that. And when I saw him doing that, I'm like, holy shit, this dude. He was
unbelievable.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's when we had that question. I'm like, I don't know that McCaffrey's better than him.
Right.
Because I was basically I thought Saquon was the better runner. But I always thought McCaffrey was a better receiver. And after what I said, I don't know about that anymore. Because he looked just like him.
Dude, they've shown some stuff from preseason on Twitter. I've seen clips. Yeah. In that joint practice with the Lions. Oh, my God. Yeah. And he made a first stringer go the other way. Like,
Saquon is a 3-down back.
Yeah, he's really good.
So, and there are not many of them. So the thing is, I think his life gets easier because those guys are healthy. And I got news for you. And I keep saying this, you guys keep bashing Danny Dimes. He had nothing. He had flat out fucking nothing. If Danny Dimes could complete 67% of his passes with that hot mess of garbage last year, what can he do when you throw these two guys into the mix? I'm just saying. Well, and he's had some success, so he's going to keep listening to Daboll. He's going to take care of the football again. That was the other thing. He took care of the football. You were always on about all the turnovers. Last year, he cleaned that up tenfold. Right. So, and he was running the ball more, and he still did.
Going into last season, I kept saying, look, I was starting to come around what you were telling me with the weapons. Yeah. And I said, okay, I'm starting to come around on that, but my only hang-up was, why hadn't he cleaned up his fumbles? Because you can not have weapons and not score a lot of points, but if you're fumbling the ball, that's on you.
Yeah.
And you can control that.
You can. And
then last year, he did, and probably because he had a coach on his ass going.
Well, that's one thing, but
you're going to fucking do better.
The thing is, he ran the ball more last year than ever did, and he still took care of the ball.
He was more decisive.
I'm saying, but it was twofold. He wasn't taking care of the ball when he wasn't doing that. They asked more of him to be a runner because of their deficiencies in the passing game. And not only did he respond, he took care of the ball in that scenario too. And that's where a lot of quarterbacks have problems.
Yeah, no. His fumbles were in the pocket.
Yeah.
Just holding it like a loaf of bread.
But now he's running out there. He's going to get tattooed, and he wasn't fumbling. Yeah. So I'm saying
he's a tough son of a bitch.
He's a tough son of a bitch. And
that's my favorite characteristic about him.
As a guy that I blasted, I swear to God, now that Brady's retired, you hear all these idiots with these stupid comparisons. The number one quality, this is why I'm always on these fucking Washington fans about Heineke, and they don't see it. Of course, Tom Brady wasn't their quarterback, so they wouldn't see it. The number one quality in any great quarterback, and Montana's another one, so is leadership. More important than the arm. And I can give you 1 million guys with $1 million arms and 5-cent heads, and they didn't last in that league. Because they had the arm, and they didn't have it in here, and they didn't have it in here. This kid's best quality, like Brady, is what he's got in here. He's tough. And by the way, if you think his teammates don't notice that, you don't know football. They will break their necks for this fucking guy because he'll go in there head fucking first on 3rd and 7. And when your team sees that in their quarterback, you've galvanized the troops, for lack of a better term.
But he needs to be smart.
He was smart last year.
I know he was.
And I think he'll be smarter this year and he'll have more weapons. I think the Giants are going to be better. Yeah. And I don't think I'm talking.
Don't kill yourself.
I don't think the only thing they're not going to be is if they have key injuries. And they have to. Here's the one flaw they have. And by the way, this isn't just them. A lot of teams, depth. You've got to have depth. And if the offensive line stays healthy, though, these other guys are going to stay healthy. If the offensive line goes to shit, then it all falls apart from there. Really so the offensive line's got to stay healthy, and they've got to be efficient. They have to be the best offensive line in the league. They got to be efficient.
The other thing, though,
like minimal penalties and things like that, too.
Yes, no doubt. Yeah. And it can't be fucking 3rd and 11, and you know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Yeah. You're good enough to get chunk yardage and not be this shit offense that's in the 1st and 20 because you're holding and shit. Yeah, you can't do that. Nothing kills a drive faster than holding on 1st and 10. Yeah. Now you're 1st and 20, and you better have a Mahomes, a Brady, a Rodgers, a guy like a Sling, a guy who just fuck it, I'll get 15 back on this down. Exactly. And Danny Dimes right now, I don't know if he can do that because he's never had weapons like that. We'll see if he can do it now because I think he's got some weapons now that can help him. I still don't think he has a number one. I want to be clear about something. The tight end could be a number one, but he doesn't have that clear-cut guy on the outside where defenses go, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. And they've got to put a corner on him. They've got to move a safety over to him. They don't have that guy yet. No. They don't have that guy. So to me, it's still – now, if the tight end becomes that dude, that maybe. Okay, using Waller and Saquon in the passing game. Oh, baby. They're going to give teams problems. Yeah. They will give teams problems. So Slayton did something this offseason. He changed his catching motion because he had drops last year. Do you remember in the fucking
No diamond?
Dude, do
No
you
diamond
remember
and tuck?
Do you remember in the Minnesota playoff game
Never let hit your
when
body
Danny
again.
Dimes hit him for the game winner?
He dropped it.
And it hit him right in
went
the
through
chest.
his hands. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
I mean, it would have ended the
Ended the
game
game,
with the offense on the field.
Yep.
And it hit him right in the fucking chest.
Because he let it get to his chest. And that is rule one as a
Right.
receiver.
So-
you don't let that happen.
So
that's why.
He did a lot of training, and I've seen him.
Yeah.
And his hands do look a lot better.
Well, that tells you something about the kid.
Oh, well, I mean, you know he's a fucking gamer. He had a good season last year.
Yeah, and I think he'll be better this
Yeah.
year, too.
Yeah, so maybe he's tired of people saying, "Oh, Danny Dimes never had a number one." Good.
Not the
Try
first,
to be it.
Not the first receiver I've seen do this, by the way. Okay? A couple of guys in New England. One of them's Troy Brown.
Yeah.
And a guy's Wes Welker.
Dude, because
And
it's
there's
got to
another guy named
suck.
Julian.
But it's got to suck to be those guys who Daniel Jones was thrown to last year that had 60, 70 catches. Richie James, who I don't even know if he has a job this year.
It's a passing league. The whole point of this was, why did this guy with the Blitnikov go in the third round? The receiving cores every year in the draft get deeper and deeper and deeper because it's a passing league. A base offense now is 3 wide receivers and a tight end. And in some cases, 4 wide receivers, 1 back.
Richie James is on the Chiefs now. I bet you he has a good year.
Of course he will, because Mahomes will use him. Mahomes last year, I mean, he still has Kelsey.
Dude, he had 57 catches last year. 4 touchdowns.
Not bad. How many yards?
560.
That's pretty good for you're like the fourth
10
option.
yards a catch.
Yeah, you're the fourth option.
Dude, he was like a
if my
practice
fourth
squad guy.
option, if my fourth option is over
That's
500
almost
yards,
600 yards.
I'm probably going to be in the playoffs.
Dude.
They were.
A lot of number twos are what?
700-800.
800 to
Somewhere,
1100.
yeah, somewhere in 800 to 1100.
Well, 11 you start to get you become a one.
Well, but they're usually between very few offenses at 2,000-yard receivers.
Right, that's true.
But there's like 3 or 4 of them. But the number 2 guy is usually between 800 and 1,000, 700,000, somewhere in there. So this kid's a 4 doing that.
With 4 TDs.
I'm saying Patrick Mahomes will use him. Yeah, he will.
Fuck yeah.
So my point is,
might be a sneaky
in this
fantasy pick.
It might be, because he's going to have to spread the bar because Kelsey's getting old. He's 34.
I know, but you still got to go. Well, who's his one now?
Schuster's gone. They didn't replace Schuster.
Is Richie James his one? No. I mean, Kelsey's his
No,
one.
they got another guy there, but I'm saying Kelsey's his one as the tight end he is. But I'm saying I don't know who the other number 2 guy is.
Was it Sky something?
Last year it was Schuster. Kelsey had
he's gonna have Kadarius
Kelsey had
Toney.
1,200 yards, and Schuster had 933. And Joel blasted him. I'm like, the guy was Travis Kelsey. He's the best tight end in the league. What the fuck you want from him?
Joel said he wasn't a number 2.
He said he wasn't a number 2. I'm like, what the fuck? If he's 933 with Travis Kelsey next to him, he's definitely a number 2. What the fuck? And then you went in, Travis Kelsey's number 2 in receptions, only fucking shit, and then blew Joel's argument out of the water. No surprise. Okay, so I mean, fucking ridiculous. Because Joel is doing fucking research. That's why I get on him all the time. I'm like, where the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you're over the hill. He's 26. Where the fuck you get over the hill from? I'm like,
who's 26?
Schuster's 26.
Oh.
Yeah, he's always over the hill. I'm like, 26 years old is over the hill as a receiver in the NFL. Usually they're entering their prime at 28. But okay, whatever, Joel.
No, so here's something I've learned about Joel. I love Joel.
I love Joel, but when he does this shit, I light him up.
So Joel just comes from a time like the 2 of us do, where you didn't need stats.
Well, you do now, Joel.
Because
you can't say just shit.
Well, because nobody could just go on a phone and go, nope, look. So you get into a lot of opinion-based sports arguments. I love those kinds of arguments.
Yeah, especially when you're right.
Yeah. No, but it's opinion.
Well, I don't base my opinions off my opinion. I base them off facts.
I know, but that's what I'm talking about. It's a different type of argument where you just it's really not based on
because
facts.
To me, here's the thing.
You are the type that brings stats to back your opinion.
But the point is, because
not everybody does that.
No, but that's the point. Like, because when I hear somebody say something about a player, and this started with the Celtics, by the way, and this guy's a Yahoo. Oh, but you know, he was in the locker room for 20 years. He was a reporter. Oh, really? You play college basketball? Well, no. Well, fuck off. I don't care about you. You didn't even fucking play college basketball. They're going to fucking tell me you're an expert on it because you talk to them every day. First of all, they're not even telling you what you want to hear anyway. They're just fucking giving you something to go away. So how much insight do you really have? Because you're standing on the sideline? What fucking angle do you have that's better than my TV at home? Give me a fucking break. That's ridiculous. So I would start fact checking these idiots, and half of them were wrong.
Dude, you want to hear that? You want to hear their starting receivers?
Who?
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
Sky Moore and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Now we're going to see if Patrick Mahomes is really like Tom Brady.
I mean, they think
Tom Brady had David Patton, Fred Coleman, Troy Brown, and some tight end named Jermaine Wiggins, and they won a Super Bowl.
Is that less?
That one guy is a Pro Bowl. And Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. Not only did he win one, he won 3 with those guys. They put Deion Branch in there. Deion Branch I think he made 1 Pro Bowl in his whole career. I mean, in that first run, everybody's like, oh, the defense. I'm like, well, those defenses couldn't make the playoffs until Tom Brady became the quarterback. This is my thing about Joel saying that Pats defense. That Pats defense the year before with Drew Bledsoe, by the way, who had made 5 Pro Bowls, was 5-11. Tom Brady shows up, they go 11-5. What the fuck are you talking about, Joel? That was Drew fucking Bledsoe. 5-time Pro Bowler, and they were 5-11. And the bulk of that defense was in the Super Bowl in '96, and they were young. They were in their prime. I mean, fucking break. That Parcells drafted that whole defense. Yeah. 5-11. Shut the fuck up. Tom Brady wasn't. He was totally changed everything. And then Tampa Bay the year before 7-9. 7-9. And people then think that Tom Brady turned 7-9 to the Super Bowl in one fucking year. In a COVID year? Are you fucking kidding me? And he's 44? Give me a fucking break. Shut up, all of you. Stupid. And that's what I'm saying. I give you facts. You give me your opinion. I don't want your opinion. Give me facts. If you're going to say something that sounds asinine, you better damn well be about, oh, yeah? There it is. There it is right there. Okay? Then I'll listen to you. Wow, you're not pulling that out of your ass. When you're pulling it out of your ass, that drives me crazy. Okay, so anyway.
Well, no, it's not always pulled out of ass. It's pulled out of emotion and
ass.
What you think you know.
An emotional ass?
Emotional ass.
An emotionally charged ass.
Emotional ass.
Emotionally charged ass. Okay.
Because like
I can't stand that.
But let's say you read an article or you see a couple games and you get this like image or opinion of something that stats don't really back up, but from what you've seen, you felt like, oh man, this guy's trash, or whatever it is.
Stats in a vacuum can be proven either way. Stats over time, that's a definite pattern.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm not saying stats are wrong.
You can go into a small, like a 1-2 year window and say, guy's this. And then all of a sudden, the next 5 years, he's not that. Okay? And the circumstances could totally change. He could get traded. A lot of things could happen that could change. It's not just on the individual. But when you watch a guy do something the same way for fucking 21 years, no matter what changes around him, then at that point, you have to say, that's the GOAT right there. That's it.
I'm not even talking about that.
I'm just saying when Joel, you're saying Joel comes from an era. I'm older than Joel. They didn't have this shit when I was fucking. I'm up 7 years old. What the fuck? Joel comes from an era. So do I.
He's fucking around.
I'm saying the difference between me and Joel
is. I said we all have been there.
Yeah,
but you argue different. I'm just saying like this. Like, look, I'm not saying it's pulled out of ass. Remember who's the fucking guy? Bill Laimbeer, Draymond Green comparison.
Yes.
What was the argument again? That Draymond was a better scorer than Bill Laimbeer.
A better shooter.
Right. And I have a perception of Draymond that he was a better offensive player. It didn't feel like it was pulled out of my ass. It's what I truly thought, but it's because I don't know shit about Bill Laimbeer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like you're saying it thinking, no, this is really what I've seen, but you don't know the full picture. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying if you're going to say something, make sure.
That's not how fucking people work.
I don't say anything on this show without looking at it first. You know why? Shit. You know why? Because, and I'm still, doesn't mean I'm not still wrong at times, because I still am. But the thing is like, I want to make sure at least I have a clue what I'm talking about, because if I'm wrong, or if I'm way out of fucking left field on something, then yeah, it looks bad.
No, but if we're in the middle of a discussion, Joel comes over, we don't know we're going to be talking about Bill Laimbeer and fucking Draymond Green. It comes out of nowhere.
That's where you got to be a diehard, boys and girls.
That's what I'm saying.
Helps to be a diehard.
You know all these stats.
Well, I watched Bill Laimbeer try and decapitate player after player after player. It wasn't like it was a hard one.
But you still knew that he could score.
But the thing is that's people's image of him. Right. Like, okay, but what does he do on the other side of the floor? And then you watch him on the other side, you're like, you almost don't recognize the guy. Because he's efficient on one side. How can that guy be that thug on the other end? Because that's what you come away with Bill Laimbeer. You watch him just on offense, you're like, wow, he's really good.
But that's what I'm
saying.
He's
efficient. He's not. But then you see him on the other end, you're like, what a piece of shit. Like how did he get in the league?
But looking back on Bill Laimbeer now, you never see. I don't know that I've ever seen a clip of Bill Laimbeer scoring a basketball.
You won't.
It's a clothesline. It's a steal. It's a pick.
It's a single leg takedown. Right. I mean, it's a reverse knife edge to the piano keys.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's the double axe handle. You see the double axe handle? The guy comes down the lane.
So when one of us says, because I was with Joel on that, by the way.
Of course you were.
I was like, no, of course Draymond's a better scorer than him. And then you pulled the stat up, and it was like Bill Laimbeer by several points. Yeah. Right?
He was much more better. He was better on offense by far than Draymond.
So it didn't really feel like a comment pulled out of the ass. It was I had a perception of a guy. It was wrong, obviously.
I remember when Bill Laimbeer wasn't a thug. I can tell you exactly when it changed. 1985. They got taken out by the Celtics in 5. And the Celtics beat them up. Not dirty, but they were physical. The next year in 86, and the Celtics rolled through the league in 86 and but I still think it was the greatest team ever. But if you watch the Pistons in that year, from 85 to 80, that's when the change happened. All of a sudden, they just started hammering people. They just Dr. J, and it wasn't just anybody. It was the stars. Mm-hmm. It was I remember the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Aguirre was on the Mavericks 20, and he came down the lane and Rick Mahorn fucking buried him. It looked like Rick Mahorn looked like a linebacker hitting a running back coming in the hole. That's what it looked like. Mark Aguirre went vertical. Like he went this way and dropped.
Was it even a flagrant?
Oh, not in that league. It was just a hard foul. Today, it was a regular season game. Today, that would have been a 10-game suspension. The guy would have been on a couch with mandatory therapy. That's how different the league was. And the Pistons and the Knicks, the Celtics, and because everybody talks about McHale's Rambus clothesline in the finals in '84, that's really where it really got bad. But if you go back to before that, Daryl Dawkins, Lucas for the pull and trip. These guys were there. Just the NBA wasn't on. The NBA wasn't on TV then. Bird and Magic are the ones that saved the league. Now everybody's seeing these guys. They were doing that in the '70s. Yeah. There's a David Thompson, and he's just squaring up, and it was a fucking fist fight on the court.
Remember when Rudy Tomjanovich got knocked out?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah,
that was real long time.
I'm saying that the league always had it, but until Bird and Magic came along, these games weren't televised. Bird and Magic literally saved the
revolution
NBA.
Will not be televised.
No, you wouldn't have never seen these guys like that, but they were always like that. And then the Pistons took it to a whole new level. I mean, whole new level.
I look back on some of that. That's not fucking basketball. Some of the shit, like
it wasn't. But I'll tell you what it was. Basketball back then, the whole country loved it because these guys were. First of all, it told you how far they're willing to go. They'll take a guy out in the lane to win. And I got news for you, whether it's right or wrong or dirty or not, America was like, all right, at least I can. They're going to do whatever they can to win, whether it's fair or not.
I don't like shit like that.
No, you don't. But you didn't grow up in that era. You were 2 years old.
No, but I like the fucking early '90s Knicks.
They weren't anywhere near the fucking
Pistons
they didn't. They weren't.
No,
or the old Trailblazers,
because
or the
the
Celtics,
Pistons
or
took it too far. Like
they took it too far.
If I'm playing in a basketball game,
but that's what made what Jordan
cuts my legs out.
But here's the other thing.
Fuck you. I'll tell you what. Do that.
But I'll tell you what. But this is the other thing.
If you're not good enough to beat me fair and square, don't fucking go football.
The Pistons won back-to-back world titles. They were good enough. The bottom line is this: because you don't go back-to-back if you're a fluke. Not in that league. Not with Bird, Magic, and Michael in it. Remember that. Bird, Magic, and Michael were in that league. That's not the main reason why they won. I'm just saying that the reality is if you don't have because Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, they had Mark Aguirre the first year, Adrian Taylor, those guys are Hall of Fame scorers. Offensively, they were good. They just got overshadowed by this physical defense, the bad boys. But offensively, James Edwards, who nobody talks about, came off the bench.
Yeah,
this dude would drop 20 on your head.
Back if you're only good for one reason.
I'm saying they were good for a multitude. They were better than people gave them credit for. But that's what the stigma was, because that's what you saw. And again, they went after everybody. But in the '87 conference finals against the Celtics, Laimbeer bends Bird in half. You see, and Bird turns over and fucking hits him on the ground. They pull him up. Rodman and Bird get into it. Rodman goes away. Bird picks up the ball. Then he huts the ball at Laimbeer's head. I mean, that was '87. Yeah. And then they went after the Bulls and Jordan. Mm-hmm. So believe me, I'm just saying that. Yeah, but the game there was more. I'll tell you what is different. I'll tell you what. The passion and the rivalries. Then it's not like that.
No,
there's none of that, and I hate that. That's what's missing from the game. You miss that fucking The Celtics and the Sixers used to fucking hate each other. Now it's like, okay, it's Philly, but it doesn't feel the same. No. And they've got great players on both sides. They do. Both teams do.
What teams in the NBA hate each other right now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like
maybe Boston, Miami is getting there. I don't know. I don't know that for certain. If I were Boston, I'd fucking hate him because they were guaranteed they were pissing on you and you did nothing about it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. But again,
Tatum loves Jimmy Butler.
See, Danny Ainge said this 2 years ago when Danny Ainge stepped down because he didn't get fired. He said, "I don't." He saw Kyrie. It was when Kyrie Irving after Brooklyn and Jaylen Brown didn't play in this series, so I couldn't. Brooklyn beat Boston in 5. It was the one series they won with Harden and Irving and Durant. They beat Boston in 5. Brown didn't play in the series, so it really wasn't a fair fight. At the end, Kyrie Irving, it was Tatum and like Horford, and that was it. And then anyway, Kyrie Irving comes out and fucking does this thing on the logo, which I got news for you. And Kevin Garnett was the first one. Kendrick Perkins brought up, and if Larry Bird had seen that, oh my, are you kidding me? No fucking way. That dude wouldn't have got out of the fucking hallway and get fucking jacked. And the Celtics did nothing. And Danny Ainge, who was on some of those teams, was in the stands that day, and nobody responded. He just sat there and he resigned. He goes, I can't relate to these players anymore. That was 2 years ago. Okay? And no one picked up on it.
Danny Ainge got punched in the mouth before.
Danny Ainge got in fights.
He got his ass beat in fights.
Yeah, by 7'5" guys, and he's 6'5". Ralph Sampson's a little bit taller. A little bit bigger.
A funny story. Can I tell you a funny story?
Tree Rollins. They call him Tree for a reason. Tree Rollins was Tree bit Danny's fingers. He bit his fingers. That was 30 points.
All right. Funny story about Danny Ainge. When I used to work for a little small newspaper south of here. Yes, please. One night, you got to grab from the top, dog. So one night while working for this newspaper, I was a sports reporter for this newspaper. And my boss said Danny Ainge is more athletic than Michael Jordan.
Oh, Lord.
And I said, I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
And
based on dunk contest and not actual facts, but I know where you're going, Tom. America doesn't know, but I do.
He was saying he was more athletic because he was drafted in 3 sports.
What?
And my only point was like, Michael Jordan. I said Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan was so insanely good at the one sport he played, I still think he's more athletic. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
And I'd never heard anybody say that before about Danny Ainge,
Yeah.
But after work, my boss called me while we were both on the way home and fucking went off on me. Cursing me out, saying I was being a fucking dickhead.
Why? Because you thought Jordan
Because I thought Jordan was more athletic. I was like, I wasn't being a dick. I legitimately think that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, he was just such an egomaniac.
Yeah.
He couldn't imagine someone else disagreeing with his logic. It's like, I get what you're saying. That's impressive as fuck that Danny Ainge
many guys
have been drafted in 3
professional sports.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like,
not many. That would include Bo Jackson.
Right.
That would include Deion Sanders.
I'm still going to stand in my position that I think why am I saying Michael Jackson?
I don't know. But
I'm still going to stand on my opinion that Michael Jordan was more athletic because it is an opinion.
Yeah.
There's no measure of athleticism.
Guy getting drafted in 3 different sports is a pretty good one.
No, because it involves skill. You're not more athletic if you play baseball.
I'm not saying
you have different skills.
You know what the other 2 sports were? Obviously basketball. The other one was football. He's a receiver.
So?
You think how athletic are receivers in the NFL?
They're very athletic.
They're very athletic. Okay. And this guy was I've seen Danny Ainge dunk in games when he wasn't even trying. He dunked it, so it's not like he couldn't jump. But nobody jumped like Jordan.
Thank you.
Nobody. That doesn't mean he's a better athlete. That's one thing he does better.
Dude, he was iconic, so it makes you.
I get why you said it.
Hey, thank you. That's all I want you to say.
I wouldn't have ripped your head off
exactly.
for it. But I just would have simply stated, here's one undeniable.
The guy literally bit my head off. I ended up quitting my job.
Because of this?
Because of how upset he got at me. And then.
That's a little ridiculous.
And then 4 days later.
I would have busted your chops over. I would have fucking.
4 days later, he ripped me. And while ripping me, because I fucked up an article.
Okay. Oh no, he didn't bring that back up again.
He ripped me, and then while ripping me, somehow we got into. He started bringing up God, and and he said, and don't give me any of this I don't believe in God shit.
Oh, Lord. Why would he get that?
It's like, why are you talking about this to your employee?
That's a this guy sounds like a wacko.
Yeah, he was.
Lulu.
And
a nut job.
When I told him I was quitting,
I spoke to God.
He said
86 assassin.
When I told him I was quitting, he said it was going to be the biggest mistake of my life. But then he was like, but you already have had a child out of wedlock.
Oh, wow, this guy has no fucking...
Should I have fought him for that?
I might have knocked him out on that one.
I mean, he was older.
I mean, I was quitting anyway.
I know, but then I don't want to go to prison for hitting an old man.
How old was he?
Probably like my dad's age, maybe 10 years younger than my dad.
Yeah, that guy, you can't slug him.
I mean...
You can't. You could return the favor and go, wow, you can't die fast enough, can you?
Right.
Then I would have walked.
It's one of those things.
They have a place in hell for you, sir.
I don't know why he lashed out at me like that. It was weird.
Usually someone that says shit like that has their own demons going on.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to handle that, so it spills over and everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his case. He could just be an asshole. I mean, I've met a few of those too.
You're telling me quitting a piece of shit
dead end
newspaper.
Yeah.
Where I was getting paid $12.50 an hour.
Peanuts.
Is going to be the biggest mistake of my life. Oh no, it's not. Having my child while not married is. What a judgmental fuck.
And didn't you end up marrying that girl?
I did.
Yeah.
And I'm still with her.
How'd that work out for you?
Pretty good.
Talk about a little premature there.
I'm pretty sure my oldest daughter is not the biggest mistake of my life.
No, she's quite amazing, America.
Yeah.
I've met her. Anyway, she's so damn smart it pisses me off sometimes. But anyway,
what kind of a cunt would say something like that?
I don't know. That's one of those where I'm like, you're lucky you're as old as you are. I'd put you through the window for that. But anyway. And by the way, you can't die fast enough.
Yeah, when you say
the world will be a better place when you tap out.
When you say you should never punch somebody because of words, there's some exceptions.
That's kind of low.
That was one.
That's low.
That was one.
That's low. That sounds like you ran over his dog or something. Like that's fucking ridiculous. That's what. Right. That's awful. So, in any event,
slut he was.
Good things I think overall to take from both teams in the preseason here. We'll see what happens.
Question marks for me.
But the question marks should be there. Look, every team in this league has flaws.
You're right. The starters didn't even play.
And that's the other thing. You can't, and as I said in our last show before the games all started, like you're looking for guys that can make the roster and can contribute. Okay, you're not the guy. I mean, unless it's a number one pick. Like if you're quarterback, then he's going to play like CJ. You're going to watch him. You know what I mean?
That's tough to watch.
That's tough. Yeah,
CJ Stroud looked deer in the headlights.
I don't think he has a lot of weapons either, though. That's not exactly the San Francisco offense he inherited, or the Philadelphia, or the no.
Not.
So again, grain of salt. What you're looking for with the quarterback is taking care of the ball. You had a turnover. You addressed that. What you're looking for is when he takes the hits, how does he respond the next play after getting popped? Okay, things like that. Game within the game type shit.
Yeah.
Because that stuff's going to contribute to the bigger picture.
He seemed to be wanting to finesse every throw.
Yeah.
Instead of
by the way,
fucking rip.
The quarterback needs to take his lumps early because he has to. The speed of the game in the NFL. Trust me on this. It's from college, even the SEC to that. It's tenfold.
Trust him, he played.
It's tenfold. I'm just telling you, from Division I basketball to the pros, it's tenfold. You've got to get in these games and adjust to the speed of the game.
AAA to majors.
That's a real same thing.
Might be 24.
I'm saying the pitching. What's the pitching in AAA compared to the majors? It's night and day.
Well, you know what Brett Beatty said?
What?
He said the pitching in AA is actually better than the pitching in AAA.
Because they usually go right from there to the pros if they're good.
Because the AA guys have the best stuff.
Yeah.
But they can't control it.
Yeah.
So you never know where the fuck it's going.
Calvin Nuke.
And when those really good guys get to AAA, they're only there for a short time.
Yeah.
And then they go right to the league.
Because once they gain the control, they're gone. The big club. Because it's so hard to find pitching. Mm-hmm. The second you find a guy that can throw 98, okay, if he can fucking not kill somebody with it, he's coming up.
Yeah, you might do 3 weeks in AAA and then you're gone.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
most of the guys pitching in AAA are just pitchers that
the good ones
get to the majors.
Yeah, the good ones, the ones that are there are going to stay there. The ones that are gone, they come up from Durham. They're there for 3 weeks at this point, and they're gone in a month, because the big house is the big club is waiting for one thing to bring them up. So anyway, it's no different with football, with hockey, all these sports. The level from that to the glass to that is tenfold.
Now, the other reason he said it's harder in the majors
is
missed strike calls, missed ball calls. So in the minors, they have the robot umps. So you know what the fucking strike zone is. In the majors, you never fucking know.
Depends on the ump
because
that
these assholes,
it depends.
From night to night, they call the game different.
And it's only a question of time before this gets adapted by Major League Baseball.
Dude, you gotta do something.
It's costing people games.
It could be costing people years in the majors. If it like a fucking minor leaguer who comes up and goes, that's not a strike.
I'll tell you when it's going to change. When it definitively costs a team a World Series. And America sees it. Oh, fuck.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh, fuck.
It's crazy
and by the
what
way,
you can find on
and by
Twitter.
the way, it's going to happen.
Dude, after a game, they give you a screenshot of balls and so it's a strike.
Yeah, they
zone.
show every pitch in the way
they show every pitch, and you can see, every 14 balls that's outside of the strike zone. That was called a strike.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Angel Hernandez had 23 misses the other night.
It's only a matter of time, or it's a matter of costing a team a championship. Which, by the way, I hope that doesn't happen first. I hope they realize we're going to cost somebody a World Series if we don't fucking fix this. Because they will if they haven't already.
Oh, they definitely have.
I'm saying.
Dude, go back and look at some of the fucking Greg Maddux pitches. I mean, in the other batter's box, they're calling strike 3.
Yeah, Greg Maddux.
If you go back and look at that time pitching, oh my God, they would get.
Greg Maddux got hosed.
No.
You get the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, dude. They were calling balls 3 inches off the plate, like.
Oh, because it was Greg Maddux.
No
reputation.
No, well, so part of it.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about umps back then.
Yeah.
They were everything. Oh, it's too close to take with 2 strikes. Too close to take. If it's a fucking strike, it's a strike. Like, these umps are still stuck in the that's a too close to take pitch.
Hence the need for the computer.
We need the computers.
The robot, whatever.
The ump can still stand there.
Yeah.
He can still make the call. He can still call catcher's interference. He can still call hit by pitch. Yeah. He can still call plays at the plate. Yeah. He can still make the strike call.
Yeah.
But why are we relying on a man wearing a mask that has shit in front of his eyes to peer over another man's shoulder with a ball coming 102 miles an hour, and he's got to decide, was it up, was it down, was it in, was it out? You've got the fucking technology to do this.
They do now.
And we're still doing this. That'd be like, you know what, we have
why has college football not gone to a playoff? When all they're about is making money when a 12-team playoff would make billions.
Imagine
now finally they're doing it.
Imagine a car company having gasoline engines, but being like, you know what? We're going to keep them horse-drawn right now.
Look.
We'll test out some of the gas.
Change. If this is already happening at the lower levels, and it's been successful, it's a no-brainer.
And they have different styles. Yeah. So in some, everything is robot. In others, you let the batter challenge. If the batter thinks the call is wrong, they tap their head. The ump turns, looks at the box, and they go, and then he goes, oh, no, it actually was a strike. Or, no, that was a ball.
Even if it's in that strike zone? So the computer's not accurate either all the time, is it?
No. So there's different ways. So some games you have the robot umps, and that's everything, right? And the umpire makes a call. In others, it's no robo umps. It's regular umps. But batters have challenges. Oh. So if you're up there batting, and you feel like the pitch was out of the strike zone.
Oh, this is when there's no robo ump.
Right, there's different options. They're testing different things.
Okay.
So in this scenario, if the hitter thinks it was a bad call, taps his head.
I like that.
The ump turns around.
I like that.
And gets the call from,
But of course, in the interest of time, they'd want to limit that, or up how many times a guy can do that.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. So.
But dude, the challenge happened in less than 10 seconds.
Well, if you can just put it up on the big board and the whole world can see it, yeah.
No. There's somebody that looks at the thing and they can just say.
You could put that on the center field scoreboard with the strike zone, the box there, and the whole fucking world could see it in 2 seconds. That ball moving on, or strike moving on. Like the whole world can fucking see it. The guy doesn't have to go under a tent, fucking talking to a headset. Well, let me move it around. No, in baseball, there's a fucking box.
Yeah.
If it's in the box, it's a fucking strike. Yeah. It's that simple.
And you can have the technology so that if that circle is touching that box, it lights up. You don't even have to zoom in. No, it's touching, so that's a strike. Or
listen,
it's not.
I
That's
am
a ball.
all for this.
Me too.
I am. I think as you would, then it literally, you can see the skill of these guys and then paint the corner and they don't get fucked by a stupid umpire who can't see.
But think of all these years where a guy's been standing there with 2 strikes, right? 3-2.
Yeah.
And he looks at a ball 2 inches off the plate and the up, too close to take. Bow.
Yeah.
Why?
It works both ways too, though. Where the pitcher throws it inside the hands and the guy doesn't swing it, it's in that box, the guy calls a ball.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah, same thing. It works for pitchers too.
It goes both ways. But the thing is, this technology will eliminate that.
And then there's, whenever a pitcher, throws 3 straight balls, it's 3-0.
Yeah.
And the next one is off the plate. Always make it 3-1.
Pretty much. Unless it's in the dirt.
Right. And they'll go, and you'll hear the announcers go, oh, yep, 3-0. You usually get the benefit of the doubt. Why? Why? Why are umps so bad?
If he throws the grapefruit down the middle and the guy doesn't swing at it. But with 3-0, he takes it.
No, if it's a strike, you call it a strike. But
that's a no-brainer, too.
Don't call extra strikes because it's 3-0.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, anyway, that's we're going to end on the baseball note, I guess, tonight.
Too close to take.
Too close to take. It's too close to take. But anyway, we're going to...
a good podcast name.
It's not as good as IDD, though. Too close to take.
It's too close to take.
Too close to agree. Too close to disagree. In any event.
We're never too close to disagree.
Never. So anyway, that's going to end our segment. We have to do an off-air briefing about a potential Pittsburgh addition to this show.
What was that?
I don't know. We have to discuss that off-air, America. I don't know if I'm ready for 2 idiots from Pennsylvania.
I thought he just meant to the text message.
I hope that's what he means.
But I didn't understand that because,
he said to the show. It's to the show.
No, he didn't.
I think I believe he said to the show.
I mean, I don't want 4 people.
I think it's too many.
It's already a lot with the 3 of us. Yeah, all he said was, hey, can we add a friend of mine from Pittsburgh?
That doesn't clarify either way. That could be either or.
I was thinking to the text, and I thought it made less sense to add him to the text. We don't even know him.
I don't know him.
I mean, I guess we could just send sports memes.
Sure.
Or would he just come on and be like, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, here's what I think about the Steelers? And then you and him would get in an argument?
I wouldn't argue with the Steelers. My older brother's a Steelers fan. I had to live with that asshole.
I'm just fucking arguing.
If he's telling me...
Joel argue?
Me and Joel argue because Joel doesn't... It's like I said, my older brother does facts about Pittsburgh. He looks up their stats. He said Pittsburgh was going to win 8-9 games and miss the playoffs. He nailed it.
Last year?
Yeah, he called it. Mark called it. He said they're going to win 8 or 9 games. They won 9. They're going to miss the playoffs.
What'd Pete say about it?
Pete said Dallas was going to get in, win a game, and lose. That's exactly what happened. They both called it right. They both know their teams. They both know their teams. And Pete this year finally predicted he thinks Dallas is going to win the division.
What did we call last year for our teams?
I had the Pats missing. They missed. You had the Giants missing. They got it.
Everybody had the
And
Giants
you thought
missing.
Danny Dimes would be bagging groceries right now.
I was right about that.
He is. Well, actually, it's his butler who goes and gets it for him because now he has a butler.
So, he owns a grocery store.
He owns a grocery store.
He has his own chain of grocery stores, and every now and then he goes in there as undercover boss and bags some groceries.
Yeah, he fucked up so bad.
Dude, I mean, we all know that I make great calls. Now, I don't make the toughest calls like Joel.
Well, this is the other thing. We all can't make that tough call when no one in America has the balls to do it. Yeah, when no one in America has the balls to do it, there's Joe
When
Russell.
you go tough on tough, toughest call in the toughest moment.
There's Joe with left testicle, right testicle. What was that prediction again, sir? As he's scratching his nuts.
We discussed this. We said there was taking a loved one off life support, and then nipping at its heels. Nipping
at its heels
was saying you're coming back from a
Joe Russell
3-0 deficit.
Joe Russell with a fan base hanging on his every word.
So I don't think 4 works for the show. We don't have a studio.
We don't have a studio that big. We have a bar that big, quite honestly.
Yeah. And I don't think 4 works for the text message.
I don't even know this. You even know who this guy is?
No. I mean, if Joel wants to start another text,
we have to clarify.
This is an IDD text.
We have to clarify what he means. Text or show.
I mean, I can't risk our show notes getting out to.
Well, we had a Joel, and now we can't go on Facebook because Joel can't handle it.
No, if we want to go.
Even though he's leaving the company.
If we want to go on Facebook, no, he's not. He's there.
Oh, he's staying?
If we want to go on Facebook, he just won't come. He said that.
Yeah. So that means.
So that's fine.
Yeah. So
we have to get to a place where we want to go on Facebook.
I want to go on Facebook. I think these last, especially with preseason coming up. We're in the preseason now. But anyway, we'll figure that out. It's going to happen. It's just a question
I don't care if you post.
It's a question of when, not if.
I don't want to go through that whole situation where
you turn off the comment section.
No, not that. No, the comments is what makes it.
Yeah.
You want it to be interactive.
Sure.
I don't want to get in that
heated argument.
Whole thing. No. I don't feel like posting it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like going on there and maintaining something.
It's not hard to maintain. Just post the video whenever you record. It's not like it's hard to do. It's not like it's a lot of work.
I guess you're right.
It's not hard to put it on YouTube. It's the same thing.
But like I'm talking about
attach the link and they can click it up.
Promoting it. Like I don't feel like going on there and being like, hey, watch my show, IDD.
You don't got to say nothing. Just put it out there and people will see it. It's on everybody's feed. It'll come up on feed for sports stock.
Right, but then they're going to comment. Then I need to get in and engage, and it's just like
you're not going to get in and engage.
Fucking lazy piece of shit. I don't feel like dealing with that.
I can always turn off the comment section, so you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, but
it's just a like or a
dislike.
dislike.
To interact with it.
No, you don't, because then you're to respond.
I'm talking about the purpose of putting it out there is so that you get engagement. You know?
Yeah.
And if you getting engagement, you have to re-engage.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's.
You can just like or dislike.
Well, it's nice if people engage with your content.
You can do the laugh. You can laugh. You know what you can do? Leave them in mystery. Like put a giggle or put a thumbs up or thumbs down. Like, what does that mean? It means I liked it, or I thought you were funny.
The giggle bot.
The giggle bot. You do the giggle bot. Just laugh at it. Just hit laughter on everyone you don't like. That's funny. You're funny, sir.
You know, we never really had the discussion about what's proper etiquette for social media posts. Remember when I said I wanted to have this discussion and you guys shit on it?
Proper etiquette. Meaning?
You know, so like when somebody posts, hey, so-and-so died, right, on Facebook, is it enough to like hit the little care emoji?
Yes.
Do you have to follow it up with a comment that says, you know,
you don't have to do anything.
My condolences.
You can scroll. If you don't really know the person, you can scroll right past it and not do anything. You know you can just keep scrolling, right? You can see it, not react to either way, and not even know if you saw it.
If you're going to react to it, is it appropriate to just do the care emoji? Do you follow up with the comment?
I think it depends on your relationship with that person.
Bingo.
That's all.
Bingo.
And I think, if you don't want to...
I think
sometimes you don't have the words either. When someone dies...
Yeah.
It's tough. Sometimes you put the care thing, is I don't got the words. I feel sorry for you. I wish it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And if I could change it, I would. But I'm just put the care thing.
To me, I think
they're already grieving enough.
The closer you are to somebody, I don't.
By the way,
do that.
If you're that close, you talk to them face to face.
Right, it's not
anyway.
Facebook.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. But I'm saying it depends.
Yeah.
If you're someone who's halfway across the country, but you went to school with the kid or whatever, and you maintained a friendship all these years, you probably put it. Go to the funeral, but you put something in the comments.
That's the thing I don't like about what happens on social media is that I feel like when you're close to people, the way you celebrate with them, the way you grieve with them, the way you show sympathy to them is more personal than social media. But it's almost like in this age, you have to do the real shit and then you have to follow it up with some sort of social media post to show everybody else that you did it. I don't like that. But it's easy to, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, all right, let's say it's my mom's birthday. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I don't follow this. I don't do it. Yeah. But I think about it, because it's like my mom's birthday, we go up to Fredericksburg, celebrate with her. Actually, I don't know if we did that this year, but let's say we did. And, we're having a great day with her. And then it's like culture nowadays says, I need to now post on Facebook to let everybody else know I celebrated her birthday.
I've never felt that.
But that's what people do.
Not everybody I know does that.
What?
Not everybody I know does that. If I can give you 4 friends that when it's even any kind of birthday where it's their daughter, they may acknowledge the daughter. They do their thing with them, but it's not ever put on on Facebook.
Daughter, like, I mean,
if their daughter turns 12 and they throw the big party and have the cookout, they don't put anything. They just don't post
different.
about it.
Your daughter, your 12-year-old daughter, isn't on Facebook.
I'm
talking about like if I call my dad and say happy birthday, I'm not gonna wish him happy birthday on Facebook.
I wouldn't either.
But I think a lot of people fall into this trap where they feel like if I don't say it in front of the world, what are people gonna think about me? That's what social media is, dude.
This is the problem.
You don't realize that?
This is the problem with this country right there. Because if you're worried about that, you got a fucking whole other problem. I would give a frog's fat
You
ass.
didn't know that that's what happens?
No, I didn't.
Get the fuck out of here.
I've never put wish my mom a happy birthday today, and she's on Facebook. Never fucking done it.
You're not part of it.
But I've never been inclined to do something like that.
Yeah. That surprises me.
I don't run my fucking social media doesn't dictate what I do or what I should do. I do what I feel is right in my heart, and that's the end of it. I don't give a fuck what they think about me on social media.
Everybody cares what they give a fuck about on social media. We've talked about it. You don't want this show on there because you don't want to curse on there.
Did I curse tonight, by the way?
I don't know.
I'll when I look back on the editing, I'll see. But I don't think I even cursed tonight. I must have. There's no way I got through a whole show and did drop one F-bomb. That's fucking impossible. Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah. No, but don't act like you.
I'm not acting anything. I don't let social media dictate what I fucking do.
We just talked about an example where you do.
It's none of their business. To me, I'm not obligated to spend the day with my mom or send her a gift in the mail and then, hey, give my mom a shout out for her birthday.
No, I agree. I agree.
Fucking do that.
I agree, but I'm saying that there is pressure to do that kind of stuff.
Who's pressuring you to do that?
It's social pressure.
I never felt.
You see all these people wishing so and so a happy birthday. Oh, I haven't done it on Facebook yet. Do I need to do that?
I would argue.
I think people
half
feel
of my
that
friends
with
don't feel that way. I'm not saying people. Obviously, people do because people do
You're
it.
a different generation.
Yeah, I am. I'm the smart one.
But
smart
like,
generation.
You'll see.
But we don't give a fuck what you think generation.
You don't see the number of like birthday posts for different people.
Look, here's my take on this.
Why do you
if you choose to do that, that's your business. I don't have a problem with it. I personally don't care. To me, it's not a big deal either way. If you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to judge somebody on that. I think it's up to you. If you want to do that, or you're compelled. Maybe it's a kid who lives halfway across the country and they can't get to his mom.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm saying there's just tons of different circumstances here where you could justify it, or you can go the other way and go, why do you do that? To me, I don't care either way why you do it. If you want to do that, do that. And your reasons don't matter to me.
But I'll tell you this, like, I feel well, maybe I don't feel pressure because I don't do it, but like, sometimes I wonder. I guess maybe I don't that much.
You don't strike me as the type that would do that.
No, I didn't say I'd do it, but it comes into my mind. So like, on Casey's birthday, there have been times where I'm like, I wonder if she'd appreciate if I did it. You know? Because, yeah, true. I don't give a fuck about that image. But I think sometimes people might feel like, oh, it feels good for that person to kind of say it to the world. You know, like, happy anniversary, baby, or...
What if your husband's not on Facebook?
No, I am.
You are, but I have friends that they are on Facebook at all.
That's different.
But their wife is.
That's different.
No, I'm just saying. I think it depends on the person. I don't think Casey would give a shit if you did or you didn't because it's what you do with her.
We've had the conversation, though. Where she said she thinks it's nice sometimes. But I think she's come around and she doesn't do it for me either.
I'm saying either
because
way,
to me, it almost feels like it's being done for the outside, and it's like I want this to be more real than that, you know,
more genuine,
you know. But then every now and then, I do have that emotion where I'm like, nah, you know what? I want to share how I feel right now.
Yeah.
It's like
if my daughter graduates college, I might make hey,
yeah.
Not bad, kid. Something like that. I might do that for her. Because I know she's on social media and all her fucking friends will see it.
Well, I also remember when it was like the 20th anniversary of our first date. It wasn't something I was thinking about. And day of, I went...
I could totally see why you would do that.
Holy shit, it's 20 years from our first date. And I did a little post.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she was like, that was really sweet.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I totally understand you doing that.
Yeah.
If somebody else did that, I'd get that too. That's a monumental moment. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it on like the 25th.
Again, I don't care either way. You've got your reasons. That totally I understand. Absolutely.
But sometimes I felt like, you know, for my parents, I don't do it. And you see all these other people doing it for their parents. And I'm like, man, I wonder if my parents feel bad that I don't do that, you know? I wonder if they'd like me to do that.
Maybe they would. I don't know. And maybe you
but
can.
Then you're kind of letting shit dictate.
I'm saying,
you know,
I don't have a judgment on this either way. If you do it, you've got your reasons. I choose not to do it. Doesn't matter. But I mean, I'm saying that there's reasons why I could see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I remember when my father died, on the 1 year anniversary, I posted something because it fucking hurt, and I didn't know what else to do. So I needed to vent, and I put it out there. And of course, the people that saw that all knew my father.
Yeah.
I just couldn't talk to 25 of them at once in one room, and I didn't know what else to do. And something like that, I certainly understand because I went through it. But again, you've got your reasons. Everybody does. I'm not judging you either way on that. If you want to do that, then do it.
Yeah.
That's nothing wrong with that. I don't got a problem with that.
How did we get here?
Putting IDD on Facebook.
That's right.
The struggle is real.
And then the etiquette for posts.
Yeah, for posts.
Group text etiquette. This is a tough one.
Group text etiquette. Where's the line?
Well, no, not where's the line, but like, what's worth a thumbs up? What's worth a heart? Okay, here's one. So this is something that we kind of do. Okay. This is something we kind of do similar to what I was just talking about.
The wheels are turning, and there might be someone behind the wheel.
Well, this is kind of like a social media thing that we do within our friend group. We'll all have a party at somebody's house.
Oh, yes.
We have a great night.
Yes, we do. We always have.
We tell each other
we had a bad night.
We tell each other what a great time it was. We thank everybody.
Yes.
And then the first person...
We're all hungover.
The first person who leaves sends a group text.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What an awesome night.
Yeah.
I love you all.
Yeah.
Now everybody else follows.
Yeah, when they see it.
Right.
One pass out, the next morning.
Some of that
which has happened in my case.
There is some pressure to respond. There's some pressure to...
You could just like it or put a heart and that's it. You don't got to say anything else.
But that's not what happens.
Oh.
Everybody says something.
Oh.
So
I didn't know that we had a rule on that, but okay. I thought that was all just
that
genuine.
People feel pressured. I'm dead serious.
I vehemently disagree with that. Because there are times when I haven't responded. I do a like and I wouldn't say a word. I do a like or a love to on what somebody else said.
You always respond.
That's not true.
Sometimes you're the one that starts it.
Well, most of the time I'm the one hosting it. But anyway.
That's not true.
Most of the events in the SEG have been here.
Brian said a lot.
Yeah, not more than I have. The first 2 years.
We're not talking about the first 2 years.
You can go all the way up. He maybe 1 year had more than we did.
The most recent year.
Yeah, most recent year. But overall,
all right. Well, I think there's a little pressure involved in that.
Well, I hope you don't feel that way because I don't want you to feel that way. First of all, if you had a bad time, we would kind of know.
No, I'm not saying anybody's lying there. I'm saying it's almost like an obligation to send the text because it's like, if you don't, it's almost like, well, did they not have a good time? And it's like, no. Everybody, we were all there. We all know it was a great time.
Yeah, nobody left pissed off. Nobody left early. We've never had a bad time.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. But I do think sometimes the text is almost like a formality. Same way wishing somebody on happy birthday on Facebook is a formality, even if you've seen them.
I didn't know there was pressure.
I've never pressure?
I've never felt pressure to respond. I responded because I felt I wanted to. By the way, now that I'm awake and done throwing up in the toilet, I'd like to remind you all that was a succulent display of food last night. Right. And I'm sorry I tapped out when I did, but I couldn't even see straight or I couldn't see at all. At that point, it was about getting to my home.
The hospitality was immense. Yes. The company was decadent. And the food was obligatory.
The food is... When has the food been bad?
Never.
When has the food not been 5-star? Here's a question for you.
Let's slow down. Not always 5-star.
Name one time we missed on that one.
5-star is...
Name one time where we missed on food.
I'm not saying we missed.
We've never missed. We've hit it out of the park every fucking time.
I mean, but you can't...
Not even a single. No. Not even a bloop. We're talking over the fucking fence. Over the 420 triangle. We're not pesky bowling this shit. We're going up. We're going Rob Upper Deck Beck, motherfucker.
This isn't a 305
no,
at the pesky pole.
This is Manny in his prime. Bang! This is fucking Griffey. Boom! This is Barry on roids. Holy shit!
We'll find out if I made the pickleball league tomorrow.
Oh, there it is, America. By the way, this pee break brought to you by the Good Doctor. Tom held it together for as long as he could. I mean, hour 34-minute segment on Saturday. That's pretty impressive, folks. I think we've been on the show this long tonight because it is Saturday. But we have nothing to do tomorrow either, other than get up and start watching what's left of football and baseball. Anyway, it's been a good night. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will be on the air tomorrow night because I'm doing a shout-out to what I affectionately refer to as the six-pack. They're up in the Northern Territory where the hunting and fishing is still good, and the shamelessness is at an all-time high. But that'll be tomorrow night's individual segment, a little tribute to all those guys, because usually I'm there with them. But since I moved down here, which is now 6 years ago, I have been missing from this trip, which has my name on the marquee, to make matters worse. So trying to get back there, but we will indulge into that, or I will dive into that burp, tomorrow night, along with a Red Sox recap. I don't know if Tom will be with me or not. I will certainly invite him to be, and Joel as well. But either way, there will be a one-off segment for the six-pack up north there. But that'll be tomorrow night. We'll see. Are we doing a show tomorrow night?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
And there you have it, America. Anything's possible.
I mean, I don't think so, though. I'm thinking Tuesday.
Thought you couldn't do Tuesday.
Well, I'm off this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Well, I'm off on Wednesday, so Tuesday.
That's why I said Tuesday. We could even drink on Tuesday if we wanted to.
We could, couldn't we?
Or is it supposed to be a cleanse day? You gotta look at the.
Oh yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Is it Tuesday, Wednesday?
Well, I can do Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I could do it because Wednesday I'm gonna cleanse. We could drink Tuesday night because we can cleanse Wednesday, Thursday.
The cleanse.
Yeah, because Wednesday, Thursday, you're gonna cleanse right there, so you feel better about it.
I'll have to see if I'm playing pickle. Well, I can still cleanse and not go crazy.
I wouldn't.
See, my cleanse last week, I ended up playing pickleball for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I probably hadn't eaten 100 calories.
I wish, and again, I'm not gonna. This is up to you if you ever do this, but I would give anything for this man to watch Archer. I think we'd have so much to talk about. And it's literally it's Brian Kovac meets Al Bundy, this guy. And
no, thank you.
Oh, I know he couldn't handle it. But it's so fucking.
Brian,
shit.
Kyrie Irving, Kovac.
Yeah, we can't get into that. But anyway, I think he'd laugh his ass off. He'd just have to realize it's comedy and not take it all so seriously. That would be his obstacle. But
is there a lot of?
The thing is,
like stereotyping and.
Yeah, but all the people he's talking about are in the show. And they're doing it back to him about his race. That's what makes it so fucking funny.
It's 90s shit.
But they go right back at him, which is even better. Whatever he says, they're like, "You're being racist." No, I am not. But he is.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so funny.
They talk about it like that?
Yeah, and they're his friends. And he steps over, and then eventually he realizes it, and then he apologizes later on when he sobers up, when he's hammered the whole fucking time. And it's funny as hell. And dude, the babes he gets, oh my god, and they're just
Isn't it a cartoon?
It is, but these are the hot. Well, you didn't think what's her name, Jessica Rabbit was hot?
Babes he gets.
You think Jessica Rabbit was hot?
I mean, sure, she was good looking.
Okay then, you should see. Where do you see Lana? Who's African American, by the way? Smoke show. And she's and to his point, it's animated and she's a smoke show. You look at her and go, God damn, it's a cartoon. This isn't even right. I mean, I'm saying she's not the only one in that show that you could say that about. I'm just saying.
Get a room with the cartoon. Come on.
It's not a regular cartoon, dude.
It's Archer.
It's 15 years, by the way. Second longest TV show behind The Simpsons. That's saying a lot, which means there's a big. You're not around 15 years unless America has a big audience for this. So I'm not alone. And DJ watches it too. He loves it. So I'm not the only nut job in this place. Okay, I just think he'd laugh his ass off. I can't believe he said that. So anyway, that's our show for tonight.
2:10.
I know. Saturday night, man. Succulent Saturday, baby. We're going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to watch the rest of the football. There's 2 games tomorrow, probably. But we will see you.
Pickleball in the morning.
In the morning, he's going to get up for pickleball. I'm not. Anyway, I am going to mow the lawn tomorrow. So I'm going to do that.
I mowed it today.
I worked. I couldn't do that, but I will tomorrow. But anyway, until Tuesday night, for the redoubtable one himself, the highly questionable one, you guys enjoy tomorrow, and then Man Up Monday. We will see you on Tip 'em Back Tokum Tuesday. Until then, America, 72 hours from now, don't be Aaron. Stay loose.
Stay goosey.
Like a goosey.